For most of us, going to Walt Disney World means a little bit of planning in advance with dining reservations and fast passes and flights sometimes, and the resort stays. But for others, sometimes it's a last-minute grab that magic band and go kind of vacation. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about planning that last-minute Disney trip. Let's jump right into it with the magic band, and a very common question: do you get a magic band if you're coming to Walt Disney World on a last-minute trip? It all comes down to how last-minute your trip is. If you have more than 11 days prior to your stay at the time of booking, you can go into My Disney Experience, customize your magic band with your favorite color, your name on the back, and they will send it to your home. With 10 to 6 days before your trip, you can customize it, again on My Disney Experience, your favorite color, your name on the back, and they're going to send it to your Disney resort so you can pick it up when you arrive. If you have 5 or less days, however, that's not enough time to customize your magic band. You'll get a solid gray magic band and no customization on the back, but it still works and it's still a good magic band. As a side note, if you have your own magic bands, whether they're the special designed ones or ones just from previous trips, it does not matter. Those will work as well, and you can decline a new magic band if you want. But if you want a lot of magic bands in your collection, you can still get that gray one with 5 days or less to go. If you've planned a trip to Walt Disney World before and utilized the Disney Magical Express and the luggage pickup, you know that before your adventure, they will send you several yellow luggage tags. You attach those to your luggage, and they'll deliver your luggage to your resort room by the time that first night arrives. But what happens if you have a last-minute Disney trip? You could take it off the carousel yourself and bring it to Magical Express. You can do that, or you can continue to utilize the Disney's Magical Express, and instead of having that yellow ticket attached to your luggage when you first left that initial airport, you hand them your claim ticket that you got when you checked in your luggage from wherever you left from, and they will take care of everything else. It'll arrive at your resort that night. If you've been to Walt Disney World before, you know the value of the Fast Pass. It can get you on some of your favorite attractions with extremely low wait times, but if you're going on a last-minute Disney trip, can you still get them? Of course you can, and you may even be surprised with how many attractions still have Fast Passes available. Of course, it depends on the time of year and the number of crowds who are there with you looking for those Fast Passes, but you may even see some great Fast Passes availability on the day you're in the park. So if you have a very last-minute trip, like you're leaving the very next day, you might still see some great availability as you're walking around. Along with Fast Passes, you may be interested in dining reservations as well. You would be surprised how many dining reservations are still available at the very last minute, and don't be afraid to check at the desk. Let's say it's the very next day, you just wanted to go and see if Cape May Cafe has any availability. It doesn't hurt to go and ask. You do want to check in advance online, but if there's nothing there, don't be afraid to ask at the desk as well. Again, this comes down to the time of year and the number of crowds. Now, you may be thinking that because you're planning a last-minute Disney trip, it's going to be more expensive, especially at the resorts. That is not always the case, especially depending on, again, the time of year. If you're trying to get a reservation at Walt Disney World 2 days prior to Christmas so that you can go on Christmas Day, you may be out of luck. That's just understandable. And even in some of the summer months, sometimes those get crowded as well. But other times throughout the year, you would be surprised at how much availability there is. If Disney is not selling as many of those rooms as they would like, they may even start to discount them by just a little bit. No big announcements. You just have to search on there and say, oh my gosh, look at this great deal that I found for a Disney resort. Let's hop on a plane and go. That happens sometimes. It used to be more frequent. Not as frequent anymore, but it does happen. So can you still experience the magic on a last-minute Walt Disney World adventure? Absolutely. But the most important factor, and we touched on it several times, is the time of year. If you're thinking about a last-minute Disney trip when the crowds are relatively low at Walt Disney World, you are going to be in luck. You're going to find great Fast Passes, dining reservations, even the flights will probably be less expensive. But if you're thinking about going during a heavy crowd time of year, like the middle of the summer or Christmas time, you're probably going to be paying a little bit more and may not even find the availability that you're looking for. Before our very special January 2019 Walt Disney World surprise adventure, I had never experienced planning a last-minute Walt Disney World adventure before, and I've got to tell you, it was really eye-opening. I got some great reservations for dining, we had illuminations with the Fast Pass, which was great, and it all comes down to that time of year. It's a relatively low crowd time of year, saved a lot of money on the resort and everything. It turned out so incredibly well. Now, if you've been on a last-minute Walt Disney World adventure, I would love to hear from you. Did you get those good dining reservations and Fast Passes? And how were the crowds and that last-minute planning? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're just considering going on a last-minute trip, let us know what time of year you're thinking, and if you're seeing Fast Pass availability, I'd love to hear from from you in the comments below. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.